Cook's NFL Sunday Pick'em at record-eagle.com.
Hey, it's Anthony Bellino from Spin on Sports, Michigan's Sports Talk Morning Show on the Great Voice Radio Network. Heard live weekday mornings from 6 to 9 right here on Up North Sports Radio 101.1 WGRY. Whether it's Tigers, Pistons, Red Wings, Lions, Michigan State, the Big Ten, the Mid-American Conference, all the headlines, all the stories, and always Michigan teams first. It's all right here on Spin on Sports, weekday mornings from 6 to 9 on the Great Voice Radio Network. Heard locally on Up North Sports Radio 101.1 WGRY.
Take a beautiful vacation along the shores of Lake Superior with a pit stop at Bay Mills Resort and Casino. A waterfront casino resort featuring the latest slots, table games, live sports book, dining, championship golf course, and RV park. All surrounded by many beautiful landmarks with hundreds of miles of groomed ATV, ORV, and hiking trails. Like us on Facebook or visit baymillscasinos.com for more information. Your vacation starts here.
Here at Pioneer Hills Marine in Roscommon, summer has flown by, and sadly, it's time to start preparing for winterizing your boat. If you're someone who likes to do it yourself, Pioneer Hills Marine has all the winterizing supplies you need. Or, if you'd rather spend more time with your friends and family, bring it to us and we can do it for you. Pioneer Hills Marine now offers fall detailing. Get your boat detailed before you put it away so it's all ready to go come spring. Pioneer Hills Marine, making memories priceless.
It's time for the Northern Michigan High School Sports Scoreboard Show on Up North Sports Radio with your host, Rich Calkins.
Go. It is time for the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show. We are brought to you in part by Jim Wernig Chevrolet in Gaylord, dedicated to providing the best customer service and the best offers. JimWernigChevrolet.com. Rich Calkins and Jerry Coyne in studio with you this morning. And JC, week number 9 finishes up. The regular season is done, but man, it went out with a huge bang.
What did not disappoint the Patriot game, you know, the pomp, the circumstances, and then the play on the field was just incredible.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that it could, even
live up to the expectations.
Yeah, absolutely, because there's so much that goes into this game, and it just the last couple of years has not disappointed at all.
No.
And an overtime thriller at Thurlby Field with West winning on an extra point by Nick Klein to get the game-winning point. And
well, who blocked the extra point?
It was JJ thinks it was Gallagher from West.
Who had a
spectacular game. The kid, he made the fourth down tackle to stop the drive deep in West territory. And that in regulation, that would have just changed the dynamic. West, of course, has a long touchdown run by Drew Esper, brought back on a holding call that. We're like, that would happen right in front of the central bench, of course.
Yeah.
Oh,
you couldn't get it. I had already gotten back home to watch the what you guys were doing online. And, of course, we had the camera on the wrong side of the field, so there's really no way to tell if there was actually a hold or not.
Right. Yes, the way, because it shoots across the opposite side of the field. So,
but, I mean, the outburst of emotion in the stadium when Esper took off again. And, I mean, it was loud in that stadium, man.
It was. I mean, he had already had an 81-yard touchdown run, a 47-yard run. I mean, that's the difference in the game. We had Drew Esper, and they didn't.
There's no doubt about it.
That's it. That's the bottom line.
He was a man amongst boys.
Over 250 yards rushing, just 20 tackles on defense.
How many carries did he have? Did you guys get that stat?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, unofficially 23 carries.
Okay, yeah, it just kudos to him. You know, he's bigger than you think.
Oh, and he's faster than you think. He doesn't look like he's one of those guys,
fast,
right, that he just but he always pulls away from people. or he runs down people, and you're like, he just doesn't because he is so big.
Yeah.
At about
he's put on a lot of body in the last 12 months.
Well, when he wrestled last year at 210 pounds, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Wow.
And so, and that's so, those guys are cutting weight. So I'm like, so that's why he's going to play at Central as a hybrid linebacker position, because that's what they're looking to have.
I'd be giving
play.
him the football. I don't care,
Well, once he gets into practice and they see what's going on, they're like, they may switch him around, but that's
got
what he's
more than a little Jameer Gibbs in him.
Yeah, I mean, it's just unbelievable to watch him play and to watch. He's in on every tackle. You see that heat-seeking missile coming up from his safety position, and it's just fun to watch.
Well, it's very obvious, Rich, that he loves football.
He does.
Okay, that is, like when you talk to people in the higher echelons of college or in the NFL, that is like the first question.
Exactly.
Does this guy really love football?
Because they don't want to recruit a kid, bring him into their campus and put all this time and effort into them, and all of a sudden realize, the kid doesn't love football. He'd rather go play music or do stuff like that.
I don't necessarily think that. I think there's a lot of people. Everybody wants to be a football star. I mean, come on.
Well, yeah. But a football player and a star are different.
There's a lot of things as you advance in an athletic career that takes away from your performance.
Because all these kids go from being the stars of their teams, and then they go to wherever they go and realize there's a lot of kids like me that are good athletes and good. It comes down, do they want it more than you?
Well, the old story is that, when you go to you're the best player. I wasn't even the best player in my own high school, but, the greats, I was the best guy in not only in my high school, in my conference or whatever. And when you get to the next team, this is especially true in basketball because there's just less players. But everybody on the floor was the best guy in their county.
Absolutely. All of them are all state and all this, and some all Americans.
And then the same thing happens. You hear that from the commentators all the time in the NFL. Well, these guys are going to have to use to the speed of the NFL because it's not that fast in college.
That's right. Yeah, so true. True.
But I mean, Esper's got a lot of star quality. Yeah, and you're right. I don't know where West would have been in that game without him. Oh,
for sure, because he came in because our quarterback got hurt. Didn't come back in, and he did a lot of wildcat formation. And that's the thing. They couldn't stop it. Yeah. 11 guys know that Esper's going to carry the ball, and they still couldn't stop it. That's what's amazing.
I was listening to the Central broadcast for a little while.
Okay, right, to see what.
Yeah, and one of the guy that does the color is a football coach for Central, and he's just like, we got to stop this guy, and they couldn't.
And they couldn't.
Yeah, no. But you got to give kudos to a lot of times the D line. There was some great individual tackles by West where plays were broken. I mean, how many times did you see a reach back tackle?
I know it. I mean,
you'll never see that.
That's a torn pec in the making. When you're extending that shoulder joint's not meant to reach back and pull a human down.
I saw at least 10 of them.
I know it.
It was crazy.
I mean, the energy and effort that they put forth in this Patriot game is it's bar none. I mean, it's tenfold.
Yeah, you had to feel sorry for the Central kids. They had to stay there and watch while they hand the Patriots.
That's the worst part, is standing there, seeing the trophy go to Central for the third year in a row, and they're just, as soon as that was given them, you see them, they turn around and walk off.
They just kind of crumbled off the field.
But that's nice that they do that, because West would have to do that also. They stand there, and they watch their counterparts get the trophy. And that's just the way it goes, man. But you see it in the high school state finals. That's what they do in the back.
I stood there.
So you watch the opposing team and get it, and it hurts.
They give you a medal. And we stood there, and they give us a medal that says runner up on it.
Yeah,
and then they go across the other side of the court, and they give the guys the trophy. I will say this, and then we'll go ahead and listen to the There were times, one of the reasons why I think West ended up winning this football game, the inconsistency of the offensive line play by Central was a huge factor. There's just plays they didn't block.
Yeah. Turnwell, their quarterback, just a junior. That kid, I swear, he averaged 10 yards per carry. Yeah. I mean, every time he's a bull. That kid is tough.
But he got brought down a lot, and he got bogged down a lot because the play, even though, I hate the pausing and waiting for the play to get sent in, 20 seconds elapsing every play.
Time, yeah.
But, and so the Central would send in the play.
Yep.
After breaking down what
West was going to do defensively.
And so it was the second play.
Yeah.
And it was many times there just wasn't anything there.
Right. Oh, exactly. Yep. Yeah, they want to see how West lines up in their gaps. Are they going to have 4 down linemen, 3 down linemen? What are they going to do? Then they make their final decision. Everybody, because all 11 players are looking to the sideline, for Central.
Central couldn't effectively block a lot of their plays.
That's right. No, that Jackson Gallagher is so quick. He's an undersized defensive end, tough to block. Kid's got a ton of heart. But we do have the overtime call for just a minute and 15 seconds here of JJ and I.
Let's do that.
All right, let's listen to this here.
Seniors Drew Esper, Cam Mink in the backfield, inches to go. Last chance, Esper. That is definitely a touchdown.
Yes, we are tied up, an extra point away from winning this ball game.
When you definitely got to get it done, you put it in the hands of number 24. No swinging gate. Looks like the Titans are just going to go out.
Yeah, no question about it. Nick Klein is out there. We are tied up at 20 apiece, sports fans. 20 apiece, awaiting West extra point. If they make it, they win their third Patriot game in a row.
Olsen to hold. Klein to kick. Dean to snap. There's the whistle. Ball
snap!
Titans win! Yes! Klein puts it through the uprights, and the Titans make it 3 in a row!
Nick Klein, great job, buddy!
Woo! The Titans!
West wins again in the Patriot game.
You guys got to, bring up the enthusiasm
exactly.
a little bit.
I know.
We
were
a
a little
big win.
Yeah, it sure was. I mean, and then playoff implications, we bypassed Central in playoff points now. West is sitting at 59 points, Central at 53. So if we match up again, we'll be the home team again. And so it's just an incredible night in that Patriot game. And then we do have Coach James Wagner as well with our post-game interview here. Well, Coach, a lot of drama in this game, man, and I tell you what, the Titans just found a way to win.
Yeah, they did, didn't they? What a unbelievable football game.
It was.
I mean, you couldn't ask for much more in terms of high school entertainment. That was pretty unbelievable. Hats off to Central. They fought hard. I mean, they've got some really good players on their team.
Sure do.
Isaac Turnwald is a great player. He's really good. Waller is a great player. Feeney. I mean, they've got some really great guys on their team, and it was a battle. It was a battle all the way through. And I'm so stinking proud of my team, just from the standpoint. I mean, we have fought and dealt with a lot of adversity through this season, and it's been such a growing season in so many different ways. And just for our kids to finally play 4 quarters and then some, strong and efficient and all the way through, and for them to be able to do that, I mean, it's just a testimony to how they have been able to grow throughout this year. I mean, and even some adversity still of just overcoming. I mean, we had 4 or 5 guys out that didn't get to finish the game, and we we're going in with some backups, and those guys are rising to the occasion when their name is called, and haven't gotten a ton of reps in practice, but they're locked in and they know what their job is. And so that's a really cool thing to me to see that these guys are stepping up when their name is called, and just what a great way to end the night there. It was awesome. Drew Esper is. I'm just happy I got another week with that kid.
For sure.
I love him to death.
We all are, Coach.
That was for Drew, and that game there was for Drew, and just everything he's put into this program and this team. And I told him I was going to ride him pretty much all night, and I did. And he didn't want it any other way. And he fought like a warrior all night long, and I'm just so proud of him.
He did. I mean, his endurance is unbelievable.
I couldn't do what he does.
To figure out how many miles he runs in a football game, Coach, because of the area that he covers at that safety position, sideline to sideline. And he's the last line of defense, doesn't let anybody beyond him, and how he's able to break away from people. It's just incredible to watch that kid. Unofficially, 23 carries, 253 yards.
Is that right?
That's right, yeah. And 3 TDs, of course, that long run called back in late in the fourth quarter.
I know. The funny thing about that is he came back after that, was called back, and he goes, "Coach, called again." I was like, "You just got done running 80 yards, man!" Like,
right?
I was like, "All right, I'll call your number if you want it."
Right.
So yeah, I mean, that's just he's locked in. He does. I mean, it's like the kid does not. He doesn't care that he has those stats. He cares that we won. You know, and that's what's so awesome about it. Like he doesn't care about that stuff. He cares about what the team does, and he's just our leader, and we'll go where he goes.
For sure. 20 tackles on defense, just to throw that in there as well.
Not bad.
Not bad.
A little below his average, maybe. I don't know. But
Jackson Gallagher, 7 tackles, a huge 4th down tackle here.
That was nice.
Deep in the red zone.
That was huge.
That was unbelievable.
Right before the end of the game there.
And did he get the blocked extra point?
I don't know who did. I was watching Drew on it, because he's usually the one that comes through, but then they stepped out on him.
Okay.
And then they had 2 guys that came through where that guy stepped out, and one of those guys in there blocked it. So I don't remember who it was. Regardless,
it was just incredible. Yeah, and then for Nick Klein to come in, I love it.
Unbelievable.
Kicking that extra point to win it. I mean, just like
it was great. I just looked at him and I said, "Hey, man, just keep your head down. Swing through like normal. It's just an extra point. And don't overthink it. Business as usual." And he kicked it. And here we are,
Coach. Just an unbelievable performance. You've won 3 in a row now. Patriot games.
Patriot games, yeah.
Patriot games, alone. Coach, I mean, obviously you're pushing the right buttons as far as what it means to win. Leave this field at Thurlby victorious in the last game of the regular season. It's working.
Yeah, I mean, it's great, but I mean, it's not just me. It's my coaches. I mean, I've got a great coaching staff. It's my players doing. I mean, they're the ones running the plays. They're the one executing, and it's like I've got great coaches that coach these kids that make sure that they're dialed in on what they're supposed to do, and they're the one doing the dirty work, not me. So it's hats off to my staff, and hats off to anyone, all the parents that are involved in just making these kids have this experience. It's been a year of ups and downs, and this is definitely one of the ups, but we're not up if we don't have to experience those downs. And so I'm just proud of us for sticking together. We get to play more football next week, which is awesome.
We do. That's what's so cool, for sure. Now, Coach, we were thinking, of course, we think that Drew Esper's got to be the Jimmy John's player of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt. But, who do you think would be the Fox Motors motivated? And obviously Drew's parents would be the parents of the game.
Yeah, but Joe and Jamie.
Yeah.
I honestly I'm gonna give it to Henry Olsen. Coming in and
tough position to
come in, and he's one of those guys with limited reps in practice, and he's got to play pretty much a full game at quarterback, and he comes in and he does what he needs to do in order to make sure that we have the opportunity to win, and that's not an easy thing when you don't have a lot of reps going into a game, right? So
sure.
For him to come in and manage the offense, and yes, I had Drew at quarterback a lot, but like we still are calling on Henry to run and move the ball and have field position, and he did a good job when he was in there. And we don't win that game without him stepping up and doing the right thing. So really proud of Henry. Really proud of him just sticking through the ups and downs of this year, and it paid off for him. And super happy for him.
Yeah, Coach, that wildcat formation when Drew comes in, that's what I call it most of the time.
Yeah, we call it wham.
Is that what you call it? Yeah,
that's wham.
Yeah, I like it. Very unlike the band back in the 80s.
Yeah.
So,
there you go.
Just what a game. Again,
It
JJ and I was one of the best. Whether we won or lost, I was still going to say an incredible football game because it was.
It was. 100% agree. Before that, the overtime happened. I looked at my three captains of Drew, Owen, and Jackson, and I just said, man, what a game, huh? And they're like, yeah, this is awesome. And I said, yeah, man, just soak it in. This is the environment, the overtime. Where else would you rather be?
Right.
This is awesome, And so it was just a cool moment for me just to share that with them. And what an awesome night for West, for the fans to be able to experience that, for, all the parents, again, just, it's just been a year of ups and downs, and for us to be able to come through there at the last minute, super proud of the team, super proud of the coaches. Just an awesome win.
And to do it in this huge environment with the fans and of course all of everybody, the first responders, the veterans, and doing it for that, it's just you just can't.
Well, and that was a lot of things too. We talked about in practice of resiliency and what does that really mean, and thinking about the veterans who have been through so much, and they see people in battle and they see their men go down, but they have to keep going.
Right.
They have to go on to the next play. They have to go on to the next mission. They have to keep on moving forward. And that's kind of how we were tonight. It's I continue to just say, hey, next play, next play, next play, next play. Whatever that meant, positively or negatively, you have to stay the course. And that was our message throughout the entire week. Because of the veterans, and and it was great to just be able to bring that to life for this team, because I feel like we needed that, and so it was awesome to be able to do that in front of the veterans here tonight. Thank you so much, veterans, for everything. You guys are the reason why we're able to play this game. You guys are the reason why we're able to they're able to have these jobs, right? We're able to do these interviews. So it's we're very fortunate and blessed, and they're the reason of it. So thank you, guys.
Yes, absolutely. I second that notion for sure. All right, so we'll find out Sunday officially.
Sunday.
Yep, and find out at MHSAA.com.
Yeah.
And follow that, because they no longer are having the live show on FanDuel Sports. Yeah, unfortunately, and they're not going to televise the finals this year for the first time. It's all live streamed.
Because I think there's a college game on.
And it's all live streaming now too. They went to that type of
technology these days.
Those rascals that live stream things.
I tell you, I look at us here.
I know, yeah. What the heck? So,
all good.
But hey, congratulations, Coach! Definitely making the playoffs again, back-to-back years. I mean, you put a lot of work into it, and you deserve some successes. So, congratulations.
Well, thanks. But these kids are, the reason why we do it, right?
For sure.
And we're just hoping that we can play some football games while we're out here trying to teach them about how to be good men, good husbands, good fathers.
Yes.
Just glad that we can play some football while we're at it. Right?
Yeah, exactly. All right. Go Titans.
As always, go Titans. Yeah, that's right. Thanks, guys.
All right, James Wagner from Traverse City West, we appreciate you joining us on the post-game show here and the interview on the Coach's Corner brought to you by Michigan Trailers. All right.
We could talk forever about
we
the game,
could. Yeah,
but
do.
Unfortunately,
we have some other people waiting to get on here as well. We do have Kevin O'Connell from Gaylord St. Mary's just awaiting. So you're listening to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Wernick, GMC in Gaylord.
Just like Northern Michigan High School athletes, Saab relies on trust, drive, and expertise. Those are the values it takes to have a winning season, and the same values that power Saab's mission, keeping people and society safe. Hi, I'm David Howley, Project Manager for Saab in Northern Michigan. Saab is dedicated to being a responsible neighbor, a reliable employer, a steward of the environment, and a proud supporter of Northern Michigan High School athletics. Saab in Northern Michigan.
Attention business owners and contractors. Jim Wernick Chevrolet in Gaylord has 3 2025 Chevrolet Express 2500 cargo vans in stock, and they must go. Save up to $5,000 per van with prices starting at just $42,438. That is serious capability at a price that works as hard as you do. Hurry, only 3 available, and when they're gone, they're gone. Visit ChevyCentral.com or stop by Jim Wernick Chevrolet in Gaylord. Chevrolet, together let's drive. See dealer for details.
Configuring the Bluetooth, deciding who controls the music, remembering where you parked. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your vehicle doesn't have to be one of them. So you can get back to more important things, like remembering if you're on the 3rd or 4th level of the parking garage. That's simple human sense.
Visit Cornell Insurance in Grayling at 201 Huron Street next to Burger King, or online at cornellinsurance.com.
Winter's coming. Are you ready? At Outdoor Equipment Co., they've got everything from the brands you trust to take on the snow. From Snow X and Boss Plows and Salters to rugged Cub Cadet, Husqvarna, and Toro snowblowers. And OECO has the accessories, parts, and service to keep your gear running like new. They even handle warranty work, even if you didn't buy it from them. Outdoor Equipment Co. in Houghton Lake, Lansing, and Detroit. Head to OutdoorEquipmentCo.com for brands available at each location. OutdoorEquipmentCo.com.
Score Lions Thanksgiving Day tickets in Jay's Sporting Goods Touchdowns on Turkey Day giveaway. Jay's Sporting Goods in Gaylord and Clare are giving you the chance to score a pair of tickets for the Lions Thanksgiving Day game at Ford Field against the Packers November 27th, plus a $50 gas card. Stop by either Jay's Sporting Goods location in Gaylord or Clare to scan the in-store QR code or go to q100michigan.com and register to win. You can register once per day and have until midnight on Sunday, October 26th, with the winner being announced live Monday, October 27th at 1 p.m. on our sister station, Q100 Michigan 100.3 WQON. There's no purchase necessary. For complete contest rules and details, click the Jay's Sporting Goods Touchdowns on Turkey Day graphic on the UpNorthSportsRadio.com homepage. From 101.1 WGRY Up North Sports Radio.
With falling leaves come falling prices at Jim Wernick GMC in Gaylord. Right now, lease a 2025 GMC Sierra Double Cab for just $199 per month. Or step up to a 2025 Sierra 1500 Crew Cab for only $225 a month. These are 24-month, 10,000-mile per year leases and come with just $19.95 due at signing. See it all this fall in a brand new GMC. Visit GMCCentral.com or stop by Jim Wernick GMC in Gaylord today. See dealer for all details.
Welcome back to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Wernick Chevrolet in Gaylord. Rich Calkins and Jerry Coyne in studio with you. And joining us now is the head coach of the Gaylord St. Mary's Snowbirds, Kevin O'Connell. And Coach, had a tough battle last night. A very good Inland Lakes team came to St. Mary's, and you guys came up on the short end of the stick.
You just summed it up. Yeah, that's it. Let me see. Going into it, they were the number one team in the state for playing for a conference title. Big man, little man, I guess. We played our tails off in the first half. We were down 12-8 going in at halftime, and we played an outstanding first half. We got pressure on their quarterback. We were doing everything right, offensively, defensively. It was a battle. And then, the third quarter, the second half, the wheels came off. We had some discipline breakdowns in the defensive end, back end of it, and gave up some catches in third and long. And we had an injury that kind of took a kid out that is pretty instrumental to us. So, a lot of things happened, but, if I break it down and say two halves, we battled our tails off against the number one team in the state. I feel pretty good about going into the playoffs. I really do. Yeah,
Coach, because that's a team you would not fade. They're a Division I team. You guys are a Division II team. So, like you said, they really prepare you well for what you could see if you guys make a real nice, deep playoff run.
Well, we treated it like a playoff game because,
of course,
the lights were on. It was a huge crowd. It was very physical. It was, scheme versus, it was a great game. So it was a playoff game, and it prepared us for the playoffs. No disrespect, but playing Forest Area Week 9 is not going to prepare you for the playoffs.
Right.
You battle inland lakes, and you go back and forth, and not only every series counts, but every play counts, and it's huge. I feel very prepared going into the playoffs, regardless of who we're going to see.
Right, yeah, Coach. If it kind of plays out like some people think, you might get lined up in that region of Mile, Hillman, St. Ignace, whatever. If those are the teams that you guys all get grouped together in that district, Coach, I like your chances.
I do as well. I can't say it's fair because there's another region that is just loaded, and until the MHSA changes their regionally based,
format,
geographical setup rather than seeding 1 through 16, which they'll never do. It is what it is, and we'll always have at least 2, if not 3, of the same schools in the same district or region, if you will, in the playoffs. So, no, I do. I like our chances. We have to get healthy. We're a little dinged, but I do. I like our chances.
Coach, who went down last night?
George hurt his thumb, and then the big one was Logan. Logan's had a shoulder injury all year.
Right.
And, I'm not it's not like hockey has a lower body injury.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, he has a shoulder. That shoulder's been held together with paper mache and glue all year, and he's one of the toughest kids you'll ever see or play. He just got hit. It didn't pop out, but he just kind of lost a lot of strength there, and he became half a man. And he just physically wasn't able to do a lot of things. But he was in Colley's back pocket the first half. He wrecked that kid about 3 or 4 times. And then, he tweaks his shoulder, and there goes his mobility, his confidence, any strength he had on the right side. And so we just kind of took him out and said, hey, we got the next 4 games are more important than tonight. So, he got dinged up. Other than that, we're healthy.
Yeah, no,
okay.
That's good.
All right, that's unusual for you.
Go figure. Yeah, don't get me wrong. It would be nice to get Cal Royce back from the knee injury in Hanaway, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon because that kid's a game changer. But with what we have left, we are healthy.
Well, that's good. No, Coach. And I have to admit, after I got home from my game just after midnight last night, and I went to 9 and 10 and watched the film of you guys, what they had on there. Coach, you guys have got some of the best uniforms in the state of Michigan, man. I have to admit. You guys look like a class act out there, man.
God and country, Rich, right?
That's right, buddy. No, it's all good, Kev. No, you guys dress for success, man, and you guys got it rolling on there at St. Mary's.
Coach doesn't dress well, but the team does.
Amen to that, Jerry. You're right. I am not
you are not a
I'm not the poster child for dressing. I know that.
Right. Well, that wasn't what got you that beautiful bride of yours, is your charming personality.
It is not. Maybe it was the booty hat, but nothing else. I don't know.
Yeah, talking about the highlights, it looked like your son had a pretty good game.
He's solid. And he's one of the sophomores. He's like, he plays quarterback. I'm like, yeah, he's a better linebacker than he is a quarterback. He's part of that sophomore class that is really special. And, there were some tears after the game. And I know I'm deflecting away from my kid just because I don't want to talk about my kid.
I get it.
He's solid, but he's part of a sophomore class. And I talked to Mark Furman after the game, and he was upset. And I said, Furman, relax. We lost to the number 1 team in the state.
Right.
With 6 sophomores, a junior, and a senior on the field.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be okay.
Right.
I think we're going to be okay. Son.
Yeah. One senior there, Coach. Yeah, that's just saying it all. Slightly young team right now.
How many points?
Yeah, we're playing with a JV team that is just kind of maturing and getting better and getting stronger. And, learning to handle certain situations on Friday night where, you have to learn by doing.
Yes.
It's not like, hey, I'm a junior, it's my first varsity game. No, you got to earn those stripes, and they're earning them right now, so that's huge.
Coach, how many playoff points did you end up with?
I haven't a clue, Jerry.
Okay. All right.
I'm not that guy with the points. Basically, there's so many people smarter than me around me that go, hey, we're going to play, and we're prognosticated to play. The only concern I had last night was just get us in, and I don't care. You could let us play anybody. We'll travel to Lakeland and just get us in the dance, and let's go.
Yeah.
I'll give Bob DeLong a call. Bob will know.
Yeah, he's one of them. Him and Wilty are the numbers guys.
Yeah, it looks like around 30, give or take, Kevin, and everybody again, if that region, that district pans out to where every one of the teams are very similar in playoff points with the Miles and Hillmans and St. Ignace. So.
Yeah, the playoff points is kind of a weird deal. I know it's probably the best system, but, sometimes your strength of schedule will come back to bite you. So, but hey, as long as we have more than the 17th team, I'm happy. I don't care.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly. And in the 8-man, that's right. That's the numbers that you need there for sure. And so it's the top 32 and 11-man in each division. So
right.
Yeah.
11 is 32, and we're take 16 in Division 1 and 16 in Division 2. And
yep.
Have at it.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, Kev, again, glad to hear that there was a great crowd there at St. Mary's last night. And, showing off that field there and everything, that's pretty awesome. And continued success there in your first round when you officially find out tomorrow who you're going to match up with.
Yeah, we find out 5 o'clock tomorrow, and we'll all go to the cabin. Nothing's changed, Jerry. We're all going to go have chili and hang out and, watch some football and tell stories. And nothing's changed there. So I'm glad. Isn't it nice to know that selection shows Sunday chili at the cabin is a tradition,
unlike any other,
a one and done?
Well, so, I don't know if they like that one better than everybody getting together before the lifting, tournaments.
Touche.
Yeah, I think they like that one better, Coach.
I can't argue with that either. You're right.
I can move that weight, and it's not going to push back on me.
Good point.
All right.
But no, if we can get another game at home, that would be outstanding because we do have an outstanding facility, and it's one of those things where it's like 5 minutes before kickoff and you don't see anybody, and then once the game starts, it's like, where did all these people come from?
Right.
Holy cow, this place is packed.
It's L.A. like a late arriving crowd, Kevin.
No, they're all coming from Alpine Tavern. I mean, they're just.
Yeah, that's not water on the fence line, baby.
No, it's not. But, hey, there's a lot to love about your program, and
sure.
I know how much the St. Mary's community is so happy to have their own stadium now. It was always a little pain in the ass to play at the middle school.
You nailed it, and there is a sense of, and that was one of the driving forces there's just a sense of pride. It's ours.
Yeah.
And it's well maintained, and it just is so nice to have our own, and it's so well maintained, and it's just, I mean, we had people last year come up from downstate and everybody else, and they were like, oh my God, this is just an incredible facility. I'm like, yeah, it is. We're pretty fortunate.
Yeah. All right, Kevin, best of luck with whoever you match up with. We'll definitely be in touch down the road here.
Which sounds good. Hey, Jerry?
Yes, sir.
A little red rocker on the other station a little bit. That might be helpful.
Okay, when I'll make sure that as soon as we come out of the pipeline at 11, there'll be some Sammy Hagar for you.
I like it, brother. I like it.
Okay.
All right, Kevin O'Connell from
Thank
the
you,
Gaylord
Coach.
St. Mary's
Bye-bye.
Snowbirds.
Take care, guys. Have a great day.
See you, bud.
All right, bye.
Oh, Kevin's absolutely the best.
He's a big fan of what we do here at the radio station. Period. I've been fortunate enough to know him ever since we moved up here. And,
right.
He was salivating over Joe until he found out that Joe's not as tough as he looks. But he's done a fantastic job there, and St. Mary's is really lucky to have him.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yep. That's for sure. All right, when we come back, we'll have Mark Jarsfer from the Gladwin Flying G's in an incredible game that put up 105 points on the scoreboard last night. You're listening to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Wernig, GMC in Gaylord.
It's time for the Up North Sports Radio Northern Michigan Trail Report, brought to you by your Michigan Toro authorized dealer, Outdoor Equipment Co. in Houghton Lake, Lansing, and Detroit. OutdoorEquipCO.com. Toro, count on it.
I'm Melissa Sullivan, outdoor enthusiast and your host. Ogemaw County has great destinations like Clear Lake, Rose City, and West Branch. But if you plan on heading into town, pay attention. The city limits of West Branch and Rose City are closed to ORV operation, so look for special ORV parking and staging areas like the one near West Branch Business Loop so you're staying on designated ORV routes for access. When riding on your county roads, the ORV speed limit in Ogemaw County is only 20 miles an hour. It is bow hunting season still, and while there's no restrictions, be aware of extra traffic and hunters, especially in early mornings and evenings. Be respectful and mindful of hunters and your fellow rider. Ride right, and remember, don't leave your trash, leave a good impression. Visit UpNorthSportsRadio.com to learn more about exploring Ogemaw County in your ORV.
This has been your Up North Sports Radio Northern Michigan Trail Report, brought to you by your Michigan Toro authorized dealer, Outdoor Equipment Co. in Houghton Lake, Lansing, and Detroit. OutdoorEquipCO.com. Toro, count on it. Mowing the yard will no longer be a chore with a Toro Time Cutter, built to tackle big jobs while fitting in small spaces with zero-turn maneuverability. Getting on and off the mower is a breeze with a step-through front end. Comfort comes standard with a seat that provides the ultimate in padding and back support. The Toro Time Cutter is available in a variety of deck sizes and special features. Head to your local Toro authorized dealer, Outdoor Equipment Co. in Houghton Lake, Lansing, and Detroit, or visit OutdoorEquipmentCo.com. Toro, count on it.
With falling leaves come falling prices at Jim Wernig GMC in Gaylord. Right now, lease a 2025 GMC Sierra Double Cab for just $199 per month. Or step up to a 2025 Sierra 1500 Crew Cab for only $225 a month. These are 24-month, 10,000-mile per year leases and come with just $19.95 due at signing. See it all this fall in a brand new GMC. Visit GMCCentral.com or stop by Jim Wernig GMC in Gaylord today. See dealer for all details.
Think you know football? Go head-to-head for prizes with the Traverse City Record Eagles' own pro, senior sports writer James Cook. Pick your winners for every Sunday NFL matchup at record-eagle.com. If you beat James, you'll be entered to win a weekly prize from our Record Eagle sponsors. Make your picks each week, plus get contest rules and details at record-eagle.com/NFL Pick'em. Can you show up one of Northern Michigan's most trusted sports voices? James Cook's NFL Sunday Pick'em at record-eagle.com. They don't build cars like they used to, and they don't repair them like they used to either. Today's vehicles contain advanced materials and safety features like crumple zones and sensors to protect your family. Jim's Collision in Roscommon is among only 15% of body shops to meet the industry's highest training standards as a Gold Class shop. Make the smart choice for your family's safety. Choose the Gold Class trained repair professionals at Jim's Collision on East Federal Highway in Roscommon and online at choosejims.com.
Join the Lions viewing party in Victory Sports and Entertainment every game day at O'Dowd Casino Petoskey. Just $15 gets you an all-you-can-eat buffet with wings, pizza, Nathan's hot dogs, and gourmet cookies, plus drink specials. Register to win a pair of tickets for the Lions' December 21st game against the Steelers at Ford Field and $100 cash. Register at every Lions watch party inside Victories before December 13th, or register once per day at UpNorthSportsRadio.com by midnight December 13th. From O'Dowd Casino Petoskey and Up North Sports Radio.
Need serious work trucks at serious savings? Jim Wernig Chevrolet in Gaylord has you covered. Right now, get a 2025 Silverado 2500 HD with a Redding service body for just $61,867. Or step up to a 2025 Silverado 3500 HD regular cab with a 9-foot dump body for only $66,906. You'll save over $4,000 on each truck. Built to work, priced to move. Visit ChevyCentral.com or stop by Jim Wernig Chevrolet in Gaylord. Chevrolet, together let's drive. See dealer for details.
If you're worried about the cost of continuing your education or where your talents lie, the Michigan Army National Guard has most of the answers. Your participation in a few yearly training exercises will make you stronger and part of a patriotic team. You will also receive up to $50,000 in scholarships towards your education, including training and placement in exciting tech and medical fields. Build your future and support your country. Apply to miarmyguard.com. That's miarmyguard.com. It's time to announce the Michigan Army National Guard Student Athlete of the Week here on Up North Sports Radio. If you're worried about the cost of continuing your education, build your future, and support your country, apply to miarmyguard.com. miarmyguard.com.
Hi, this is Sergeant First Class Joseph Garvey, the Michigan Army National Guard recruiter for the Gladwin area. I'm proud to announce that the Michigan Army National Guard Student Athlete of the Week is Colton Finnegar of Gladwin Flying G's. Congratulations, Colton. I'll be dropping by the Gladwin High School with some National Guard swag just for you. Visit miarmyguard.com to set your career in motion.
Congratulations to the Michigan Army National Guard Student Athlete of the Week here on Up North Sports Radio's High School Scoreboard Show. If you're worried about the cost of continuing your education, build your future, and support your country, apply to miarmyguard.com.
Welcome back to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Morning Chevrolet in Gaylord. Rich Calkins, Jerry Coyne in studio with you. And joining us now is the head coach of the Gladwin Flying G's, Mark Jarsfer. And Mark, before we get on to you guys burning out all the bulbs on the scoreboard last night, I just want to say congratulations again to Colton Finnegar on being named the National Guard Student Athlete of the Week in that performance a week ago.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I appreciate that, and I know he does as well. He's one of the most grateful, humble leaders you'll ever find, and probably the purest example of it that I could give is, like last year in our regional final loss against Frankenmuth, the clock ends and everybody's getting into the handshake line, and I see him running off the side of the field, and I'm like, where is he going? Like, that's not like him. He must be super upset. He was just trying to catch up to the officials to thank them for the opportunity to, play the game. And
right.
He makes sure every single week to shake the hands of all the chain gang and thank them, whether it's home and away, and the officials, home or away, win or loss.
Right.
Last one out of the locker room, sweeping the floors. Just an all-around, I'm not kidding, just an all-around great kid, probably the most mature and life-ready person that we've ever had.
Yeah, that kid's got some great parenting going on, that's for sure, Coach.
For sure.
I mean, that's awesome.
He will get his assignment to where to report, Coach. He's the Michigan Army National Guard.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what he does in life, somebody's going to be really,
yes,
grateful and appreciative to have him in their life because he's just a good dude.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to Colton.
Good defensive effort yesterday, Coach.
Congrats. Well, I tell you.
Yeah, and my defensive coordinator is not one that takes games like that easily.
Yeah.
And so, it was a crazy night. Obviously, Goodrich is a top 2-3 team in Division 4 every year, and they're the defending champs. And so we knew we had our work cut out for us, but, I was really proud of the way that the guys prepared and had a belief that they could win, just like we thought we could. And so, you go into it, and I think it was 43-29 at halftime. So only a 14-point game, and it was our ball to start the second half. And so, we felt like if we made some, obviously, defensive adjustments and a few offensive adjustments, and we're able to score there and make it a 7-point game going down the stretch, that it would be up for grabs. And we came out and sputtered around on offense, and defensively we did do much better in that half. We threw a pick six late, and so only allowed 2 offensive scores from them in the second half, but just ultimately wasn't enough to get it done. However, great test for us going into the playoffs. Didn't really matter much. We were still locked into the playoffs. Obviously, if we would have won, we would have got a home game. Could have got one even if we didn't. But Claire and Shepherd lost, and we needed one of them to split for the point thing, and that didn't happen. So we're heading likely to the UB.
Oh, is that right? Yeah. But I tell you what, their D coordinator's questioning some things right now, too, though, Coach. As being the defending state champs, they give up 42 to you going into the playoffs. That you got them worried a little bit.
Yeah, I talked to Coach Allward after the game. I'm like, well, that was fun. And he's like, for who? Like he's giving us heart attacks over here. And I'm like, well, I mean, it was more fun for you than it was for us. You won the game at least, and we had a good laugh about it. But yeah, I mean, it's I will say too that Goodrich, for it being our first time down there, and as successful as they've been, it's obvious why. They're just pure class all the way around. They were super gracious hosts and really good to us being down there, and so great experience. And we're excited to see them again next year. As hard as that sounds to believe, but we just love playing top end teams and competing at a high level and giving ourselves a chance to win. Obviously, at some point we need to start winning some of these massive games, but they are super fun to play a part in.
Right. Yeah, Coach, like you said, looks like you might be taking on the Kingsford Flivers up north there. Is that what you're kind of leaning towards as well?
Yeah, and so we had kind of mapped that out as a 99% chance that we were going to be playing them the whole way. It just kind of depended on who was going to be hosting, and so you obviously go through and you map out all the playoff points and stuff, and we thought if we lost and they lost, we would host, but like I mentioned, it was truly going to come down to those bonus points.
Yeah.
And so we thought either Shepherd would beat Grayling, or Claire could beat Petoskey, and we really only needed one to happen to host, and they both ended up losing. The Shepherd one was a killer. I think they lost with 5 seconds left.
We're going to be talking about that game. They evidently Grayling scored with 6 seconds left to go, and then Shepherd returned the kickoff with 5 seconds left to go down to the 3-yard line.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my goodness!
Wow.
Yeah, so just crazy, And so with those results coming in the way that they did, their playoff point average is .111 greater than ours, and so that's the difference between probably a $6,000-$7,000 trip to the UP or them coming here. So it's just crazy how that works, but I get it, geography and all of those things. So
right, part of that cost is because you got to stop at Clyde's at the drive-in along the way there, Coach.
Yeah, you guys tell me that every
year, man.
We're not lying,
no.
Coach. I'm telling you,
I'm gonna note that down in my notes to make sure that I have at least somebody pick me up some on the way through.
You get the double cheeseburger, the fries, and the chocolate shake, and you'll never.
Oh yeah, you'll never get another one. I mean, it's just coaches. I went up to the Keweenaw Peninsula, my wife and I, and we always make sure we stop at Clyde's outside of St. Ignace there to get a burger because it's just one of the best in the world.
Yeah, I'm going to note it down, and if I can't, have the entire team bus stop there, then maybe somebody can bring me a cold one or something.
Yeah, they're good either way, Coach.
I've never had it cold. I've had it, it's gone before.
Right, yeah, it doesn't get a chance to get cold.
Before you can get to the table to sit down with it, it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds delicious.
It is. It's really good.
Now.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, good stuff for sure. Well, Coach, you're always so gracious with your time joining us here whenever I give you a text, so we always appreciate it. We're very fond of the Gladwin Flying G's, and again, that tough schedule you played really paid off. So best of luck if you go north or wherever you go, Coach, and we'll definitely be in touch down the road.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, guys. I appreciate being on.
All right, Mark Jarsfer from the Gladwin Flying G's. Okay, when we come back on the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, we'll talk to Chad Patterson on the call from that exciting Grayling-Shepherd game. You're listening to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, brought to you by Jim Wernig, GMC in Gaylord.
Attention business owners and contractors. Jim Wernig Chevrolet in Gaylord has 3 2025 Chevrolet Express 2500 cargo vans in stock, and they must go. Save up to $5,000 per van with prices starting at just $42,438. That is serious capability at a price that works as hard as you do. Hurry! Only 3 available, and when they're gone, they're gone. Visit ChevyCentral.com or stop by Jim Wernig Chevrolet in Gaylord. Chevrolet, together let's drive. See dealer for details.
Just like Northern Michigan High School athletes, Saab relies on trust, drive, and expertise. Those are the values it takes to have a winning season, and the same values that power Saab's mission. keeping people and society safe. Hi, I'm David Howley, Project Manager for Saab in Northern Michigan. Saab is dedicated to being a responsible neighbor, a reliable employer, a steward of the environment, and a proud supporter of Northern Michigan High School athletics. Saab in Northern Michigan.
McLean's Ace Hardware in Grayling is diving into a complete remodel. So to make room, they're having a Purple Dot sale. See a Purple Dot? That item is a whopping 50% off. More than 3,000 items marked down. You'll find great deals in every department. So check every aisle. You don't want to miss anything. Shop now for the best selection. A Purple Dot means you save green. At McLean's Ace Hardware's Purple Dot sale on South James Street in Grayling. Get in, get out, get on with your project.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
At H&R Block, they understand you don't think about taxes all year, but they do. They're available year-round to discuss the tax implications of your life-changing events. They also offer business services built for you. Whether you're starting a new business or have an established business, their dedicated account managers are there to help with all your bookkeeping needs. To get started, contact H&R Block of Mayo today, 620 South Morenci Avenue in Mayo, or call 989-826-6521.
If you're worried about the cost of continuing your education or where your talents lie, the Michigan Army National Guard has most of the answers. Your participation in a few yearly training exercises will make you stronger and part of a patriotic team. You will also receive up to $50,000 in scholarships towards your education, including training and placement in exciting tech and medical fields. Build your future and support your country. Apply to miarmyguard.com. That's miarmyguard.com.
Watch the Traverse City West Titans, streaming live at upnorthsportsradio.com.
Brought to you in part by TVC Cherry Capital Airport, your hometown airport, flying nonstop to the sun every day. TVCairport.com.
TC West Titans on upnorthsportsradio.com.
With falling leaves come falling prices at Jim Wernig GMC in Gaylord. Right now, lease a 2025 GMC Sierra Double Cab for just $199 per month. Or step up to a 2025 Sierra 1500 Crew Cab for only $225 a month. These are 24-month, 10,000-mile per year leases and come with just $19.95 due at signing. See it all this fall in a brand new GMC. Visit GMCCentral.com or stop by Jim Wernig GMC in Gaylord today. See dealer for all details.
All right, here we go. Miles Mead in the pistol. He's got Austin Schwartz spread out to the right. You got double coverage over there. You got safety help over the top. Miles Mead's got it. He's looking left all the way. He's got a man right inside there. That is Daniel Hunter. Hunter is going to be at the 3-yard line. They got to move. They got to move. They got to move. They got to move. Move. They got to move. They got to move. Go. 15 seconds left. 13, 12. Miles Mead's got it. Miles Mead's running it. He gets into the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown, Miles Mead with 5.9 seconds left. The game is tied at 20. Miles Mead saw it. He ran it in. This game is tied, and this place is up for grabs. Oh, baby. It's good. 21-20. 5.9 seconds left. Alex Moore just over the upright. 21-20. And the Grayling Vikings lead it. 5.9 seconds left. And Grayling, do you believe in miracles? The fumbled snap on the punt. Daniel Hunter with the sack of the punter. And look at this. Miles Mead runs it in from 3 yards out. And the Grayling Vikings lead it 21-20.
All right, welcome back to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show. Brought to you in part by Jim Wernig Chevrolet in Gaylord, Rich Calkins, Jerry Coyne in studio, and that was the call of Chad Patterson there. The
mild-mannered Chad Patterson.
Yeah, Chad. Chad is joining us now on the show, and Chad, pretty incredible. The two teams that we cover both win 21-20 in exciting fashion, and talk about that Grayling game.
I don't know who that guy is. He needs medical help.
He refused the medical help. That's the problem.
It was crazy. It was with 4 minutes left in the game. It was 20-7, and Grayling was able to score 2 touchdowns in that 4 minutes, and one of them was a touchdown pass from Miles Mead to Jaden Peters, the sophomore, and then somehow, some way, they got the ball back. This guy was running all over us, this Van Alstyne, Ethan Van Alstyne. He had over 250 yards on the ground.
Wow.
I don't know how many carries he had. It felt like that Chris Perry game that Michigan had against Michigan State, where he ran it like 57 times. But I got sick of saying his name. But the kid is really, really good, and the offensive line is really good, and they just dominated the time of possession the whole game. But they punted, and it was the way that everything looked. He turned around, he fumbled the snap of the punt. He was able to pick it back up, but it looked just like the Michigan State-Michigan punt. Rather than recovering it, Daniel Hunter was able to sack the punter, and Grayling got the ball at the 35-yard line of Shepherd, and they were able to drive down. They got the help of a pass interference call, obvious pass interference call. And Daniel Hunter, I'm telling you, if you can end your career on your home field, do it the way Daniel Hunter did. He had a scoop and score in the first quarter, 35 yards out. He sacked the punter. He caught the pass, as you just heard. He caught the pass to set up the game-winning scramble. The senior came out to play. But, it was probably definitely the most exciting finish I've ever called on the radio. One of the things that doesn't get said there, and Jerry, I don't mean to correct you. I heard you talking to Coach Jarsper.
Yeah.
The ensuing kick was returned about 60 yards. So he did make it over midfield.
Oh, okay.
He was tackled. He was tackled at about the 39, but it was scary.
Enough to scare you. Yes, exactly.
It was because they kicked it over because the Shepherd team believed that they were going to squib kick it, and Kozowski called for a deep kick. So Peters kicked it. It hit at about the 3. This kid went back and got it on the bounce at about the 1 and ran it down the left sideline, and it really honestly did feel like he was going to go all the way. Like it was that scary. We had the safety man back. He got enough of them. He went down at the, like I said, at about the 39, and it was still. It might as well have been the 3-yard line. I mean, it was that frightening. Everybody exhaled after he went down.
Wow.
And I think I say in that call, I said they finished their season 3-6. Who cares? It was
right.
What a way to end your season.
It's a very good Shepherd team. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
for sure.
And just it felt pretty hopeless with, like I said before, we had a touchdown that was negated on a halfback pass in the third quarter, and it was one of the weirdest calls. And I got confirmation from offensive coordinator Justin Nicholas this morning, because we never got the call. We didn't know what happened. So we scored on a halfback pass. It was about a 60-yard play, and on a fourth down. And they got the touchdown got called back, but we had a first down. So I didn't understand. The penalty was against the defense. Why can't we just decline that and we count the score? And I found out there was an inadvertent whistle during the play.
Whistle.
It was a pre-snap penalty that they didn't.
That's brutal.
There was defensive pass interference. So the way that they handled it was they gave us the defensive pass interference. We had a first down.
To get the first down.
But we threw an interception right after that.
Right. Yeah, because you never know what's going to happen. I mean, you had the touchdown, but the inadvertent whistle, that's the killer there.
So Scott Nicholas says it, in the wrap-up last night, he said, it's kind of poetic justice. I mean, there was some karma. There were a couple of calls that just didn't go our way, and it really felt hopeless. But then, of course, we had the pass interference against them on that final drive, and it was obvious. I mean, it wasn't, he was being held into the end zone. Austin Schwartz has done that all season long, though. I think we got Glenn Lake. I think we got 4 or 5 PIs in the fourth quarter on them.
Wow.
Because Austin, and if Austin's not all conference, I don't know, there's something wrong with the system. But He's one of the best receivers. I think he's probably the best receiver I've ever called games for in my 9-year tenure. I mean, he is incredible. So
yeah, that's saying a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the real deal. He's the guy that you're making catches that could be featured on ESPN SportsCenter. I mean, he's reaching over guys. He's tip drill catches, everything, tipping it to himself. Just all kinds of stuff. So, but it was for a 3-6 season, they showed a lot of character last week against Glen Lake. They were down 33-7. And it was 39-27 at the end of the game. Right. And I mean, so it was fun to watch.
Yeah, you got Coach Kosowski's got something to build upon with the way you finished the season like that.
Beat a great Kingsley game. Yeah. Kingsley really needed that game.
Yeah, you guys played Boyne really tough. Also, it seems like Grayling plays Boyne really tough as well. So, but yeah, that motivates to get into the weight room and really carry over into the off season. So, yeah, some good things to build upon, Chad, for sure.
Well, we said that last night. We said how many young men were here watching this game right now, watching the last quarter, and just know that that's the greatest feeling in the world right there. Whether you're 3-6 or 9-0, that right there was that's what it's all about. I mean, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen Ferguson Field like that since 2020 when we went to the state semifinal, where it was up for grabs.
Yeah. Oh, cool. No, that's great, Chad. So thanks for sharing with us.
You get a chance to rest your voice. Basketball doesn't start for a month, so.
Well, I know. Well, now I get to go see the Snowbirds next week, so we'll see.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's very cool. They won't disappoint. Kevin O'Connell and the team, they'll put on a good show for sure.
Well, Kevin O'Connell may disappoint me, but the team won't. That's.
Maybe we'll do that game. I think Kevin would love it.
Oh, my gosh, yeah. He probably would. Yeah, that would be great. All right, Chad, thanks for joining us, buddy.
All right, take care.
All right, Chad Patterson, the voice of the Grayling Vikings right there.
Yeah, Chad works at the school district.
Yeah, he does. Yes, he does.
It's not a district. It's a St. Mary's Catholic school, Cathedral school.
Yeah.
And Chad is has been working there for a few years now and understands how special that place is.
No question. Yep, no question about it. So.
All right.
We appreciate everyone joining us here this morning.
No hard out because the Michigan game will kick. The pregame will start at 6:30. Kickoff at 7:30. Q100, our sister station here. I'll be at Shorts Brewery starting at 5:30 for a pregame for the Michigan State game. A lot of cool things happening, Rich, at Shorts tonight. So we got that pregame. I've got a lot of cards to hand out to whomever comes up and says hello. You get your first draft beer for $1.
$1.
You got 20 different choices. So, maybe like, pineapple. I gave that a shot. But and then there's live music starting at 8, and then Fear Michigan has made a 7-minute short horror film starring Joe Short.
Yes.
So we kind of been following this project for a whole year, so that'll be debut at 9:00. So luckily, Shorts in Bel Air is a big building.
Right.
There's a lot going on. So
can hold some bodies.
Wear your maize and blue or your green and white. Come on out, have fun with a whole bunch of people, and then we'll take a few minutes off. Should be right around halftime.
Right. Exactly.
When we show this horror film. So if you're invited, you're cordially invited, and there's no cost.
Yeah.
Other than the fantastic pizza and great food at Shorts.
Good times had by all for sure. So we'll be back here right here at 10 o'clock next Saturday morning to talk about all the playoff matchups that took place on Friday night. So we appreciate everyone joining us. We'll be back on Up North Sports Radio right here on 101.1 on the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show.
Brought to us by Jim Wiernig Chevrolet and GMC in Gaylord. Thanks to those folks. Next time you're over there in Gaylord, tell them that you really appreciate them supporting this program.
This has been the Northern Michigan High School Sports Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Wernick GMC in Gaylord, dedicated to the best customer service and the best offers. Join us next Saturday at 10 with host Rich Calkins. Nobody loves high school sports like Up North Sports Radio.
But they didn't have a built-in excuse. It is what it is. They didn't have the built-in excuse of saying the first two games they had a brand-new defensive coordinator and they had a brand-new quarterback taking over. And since then, both areas have improved. The young quarterback has turned into one of the brightest young stars in the sport in C.J. Carr. And Chris Ash hasn't completely resolved all of his problems, but they have gotten better. So I agree with your assertion that if they finish the season, they will get into the mix. There's a chance that the Navy game ends up being a ranked-on-ranked matchup, which will help their cause as well. But the only thing, and I keep saying this to Notre Dame fans, that you need to calm your expectations, because there is a possibility if Miami doesn't win out and if Texas A&M don't win out and they don't both finish with really strong records, if both of those teams are 10-2, it is going to muddy and complicate the conversation for Notre Dame getting in. I think that they will have a very easy push because who they are, because of their schedule, what they've accomplished. But it could be really tricky if there's a pack of 10-2 teams and Miami and Texas A&M are ahead of them.
I got a lot of respect for what Georgia pulled off last week. It felt like Georgia was absolutely on the ropes in that game. It felt like Georgia was going to quietly go into the night, and they'll win 9 games this year, but go to, a non-marquee bowl. For them to outscore Ole Miss 17-0 the way that they did, for Gunnar Stockton to play the way that he did, 26 of 31 for 284 and 4 touchdowns. It feels like that was the Gunnar Stockton game that can really propel this team. That was a big win for the Bulldogs last weekend.
And I also think it's the Gunnar Stockton game that puts him in the Heisman conversation. He's kind of low down there on that list right now. I would put a little money on that if I'm considering doing it. It would be a really good investment. But here's the one thing with Georgia that is really funny, and I think it could spark the ire of some SEC fans. Georgia feels like a Big 12 Oklahoma team when Lincoln Riley was leading the team, where they've got the quarterback who's the gunslinger, who will put his body on the line, who can make the big plays, got the speedy receivers, and then they also have a fantastic run game where they can put up points in bunches. They've got everything figured out on offense, but their defense has no pass rush, none whatsoever. And if we're this deep into the season, and Glenn Schumann's as good of a DC as he is, and Kirby Smart's as good of a defensive mind as he is, if they haven't figured it out, they're not going to figure it out anytime soon. So I think it's going to be something that plagues them. The way that they're going to live
the technical difficulties here on the network. Let's get back to some college football. We were going to talk about that before we had some of our difficulties, Grant. Let's get into games that are going to kick off here in less than an hour. The one that has everybody's attention, I think, is a top 15 showdown between Ole Miss and Oklahoma. Number 8 Ole Miss taking on number 13 Oklahoma. The total for this one, 52.5. Oklahoma 5.5-point favorites. This is a game that has the CFP implications and everything, but this is a game where I expect a lot of firepower. I know some other folks on the network were talking earlier in the week a little bit and maybe leaning a little more towards the under. I don't know where you stand. I actually think it's a couple more games back here for John Mateer. We know Ole Miss on their side of things offensively, the 16th ranked scoring offense in college football. So this is a game where I actually think we see a ton of points, and I lean toward the over of 52.5 right now at BetMGM.
Yeah, I agree with you. We saw Ole Miss's offense under Lane Kiffin, even in losses, perform, including last week. They scored touchdowns on their first handful of possessions, first 5 possessions they scored against Georgia, and yet eventually Trinidad Chambliss ends up cooling off and the game changed. But Oklahoma does lead the SEC in total defense. They've got more sacks, 28, than any other Power 4 team, so they've got some answers. But the game is now designed at both levels. The National Football League, we'll get into that next segment, and in college, for good offense to beat good defense. I just think that the penalties that get called and the way games are officiated used to be great defense beat great offense, and I'm not sure that's the case anymore. But 4 of the Sooners' 7 opponents have scored 7 points or fewer. Rebels are averaging 37.5 or so. So something's got to give here. It is one of the most fun juxtapositions of the weekend. It's going to be awesome. And I can't wait for the game to start, but the SEC again takes center stage today. It seems like all day long we're diving into SEC matchups with teams on the bubble. Here you got a couple of one-loss teams, maybe a game where the loser doesn't, loser leaves town. You don't get to go to the playoff maybe, the way things are trending.
Yeah, again, another one of the not necessarily play in, but play out type of games. I'm with you. And I don't know if you saw the graphic earlier in the week that was floating around. And to your point about the SEC and the viewership and everything, some of the top games of the year, no surprise, are all in the SEC, all in the Big Ten and the Big 12 there toward the bottom in viewership so far in this college football season. But I know Oklahoma's defense. I understand Oklahoma's defense is probably the best in the country, but I do think Ole Miss will be able to move the ball. And then, as I said, John Mateer, prior to the thumb injury, not only was the Heisman favorite, that offense was 300-plus yards a game, or he was throwing for 300-plus yards a game, I should say. They were lighting up the scoreboard. He gets hurt, and he's maybe not 100% yet, but every single week, as I said, now we're a few more weeks where he's returned. I think that'll start creeping back up, because since he's been back, 176 yards a game, 5.5 yards per attempt. I don't think suddenly, everything went away offensively. I think some of it is he hasn't been healthy yet. And so I expect maybe this to be the day where we see the breakout